In this video, I'm going to show you how you can maximize your focus and boost your productivity. I'm going to walk through 5 tactics of a day of focus for a founder. I'm Nick from Psychology Compass, the place where entrepreneurs go for lessons on achieving peak mental performance. And the 5 tactics for a day of focus are pulled directly from leading academic research, distilled down into scientific, actionable, packed to-dos that you can implement starting now. So let's walk through the 5 tactics of a day of focus. Tactic number 1, goal setting and segmenting. This happens before the work even begins, and there's 3 steps involved. Step 1 is to take all of the things that you need to do and to create 2 separate lists, a main goal list and a bonus goal list. Main goal list includes all the items and the activities that you need to do that are top of mind and have to get finished right away. The bonus goal list includes the extra leftover items that are important but can be put off until a later time. This simple labeling exercise helps the brain see things in a more concrete and objective way. And the brain loves concrete categorizations as it helps to prioritize your behaviors in an efficient and organized way. The second step is to take all the items on that main goal list and chunk them out into more manageable to-dos. This means breaking them down into units where you can reliably estimate the amount of time it will take to complete them. You want to work in, say, 1 to 3 hour time segments, and if you can't assign a time, then you need to break that task down even further. And be sure to include 10 to 15 minute buffers in between the transition periods to allow yourself to respond to those things that come up unexpectedly or out of the blue. The third and the most important step is to come back to your checklist or to your calendar at the end of the day. The simple checking off is a highly rewarding experience that sends dopamine firing through the cortex of the brain that then gets you into this reward habit loop so that you can initiate this lasting and sustained behavior day after day. And a great tool that you can use and apply to this lesson is Google Calendar. Google Calendar is great because the times allow you to see where exactly those tasks fit into your schedule. And because it's logged, you can look back at the tasks that you're doing to zoom in or to zoom out and get a sense of the type of work that you're doing. This helps you to maintain productivity and focus over the long run. Tactic number 2, microtasking using the Pomodoro technique. The main goal with this tactic is to alternate between regular tasks and more frequent breaks. It's meant to generate these consistent and regular rewards through the breaks so that you feel like more is actually being accomplished. It convinces the brain that more is getting done in a shorter period of time. And there's 4 steps involved. Step 1 is to set the timer to 25 minutes and write the task at the top of your notepad on your desk in front of you. And for the timer, you can use your phone or you can use your computer. But what works better here is an old school kitchen timer. We find that it gives the process more weight and authenticity. The second step is to then let the timer run down from 25 minutes and begin that task. And you want to immerse yourself in that task itself. And as any distractions come up, you're simply going to log them on your notebook. So if it's an email that you need to send or a conversation that you need to have, simply write it down and return your attention to the task at hand. And the distractions will come up, it's inevitable. That's okay. What's important is that you come back to it each and every time. The third step is once the 25 minutes has elapsed, you're going to give yourself a Pomodoro pat on the back. This is the micro reward that you get for completing the 25-minute micro task. And you can choose whatever you want. Grab a coffee, have a quick chat with somebody in the office, listen to a song, it doesn't matter. But what's important is that the task itself is unrelated to work or to what you were doing before. The fourth step is to then re-enter into the next stage of the Pomodoro. So again, setting that timer to 25 minutes and repeating the process. And after 4 rounds of Pomodoros, you're going to give yourself a longer break of, say, between 15 to 20 minutes. So again, this task helps to prioritize the activities and to maximize your focus for the things that need to get done right now. And it convinces the brain that more is being accomplished in a shorter period of time, and it helps to enhance and maximize that productivity. Tactic number 3, eating your way to focus and concentration. This is for the midday snacks and the all-important lunch meal that you need to revitalize your mind and brain. But not all foods will do. Certain foods have a nutritional punch that you need to ensure that you have sustained productivity and focus throughout the entire day. There's 3 that you should know about. The first are blueberries. In one research study, scientists found that people who consumed a blueberry smoothie in the morning were more likely to benefit from 5 to 6 hours of sustained productivity and focus later on in the day. The reason why blueberries help to maximize our productivity and focus is because they're rich in flavonoids. And flavonoids aid in the vascular processes within the brain and within the body, which helps to increase blood flow to the brain so that we can benefit from sustained focus. The second food are avocados. Avocados are all the rage these days, and for good reason. They're low in sugar and high in protein, which means that after you eat an avocado for a snack or as part of your lunch, you're going to benefit from sustained productivity because you're not going to experience that sugar crash because you have a more even keel glycemic index. Also, avocados are high in good fats, what we call monounsaturated fats. These are the metabolic antecedent to an important neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. And acetylcholine is the basis of much of our learning and memory function in the brain. The third food is leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard. And these are good for maximizing focus because they're high in a chemical called lutein. And lutein corresponds to higher levels of carotenoids or pigments. And researchers used to believe that these were beneficial for healthy eye functioning. But as it turns out, carotenoids are also good for overall brain functioning as it relates to increased attention and focus. And kale in particular packs a nutritional punch. It has as much vitamin C as an orange. It's high in vitamin B, which means it helps to combat negative mood and anxiety, on top of the benefits of getting this increased focus and attention. Tactic number 4, quick fixes for that mid-afternoon slump. We all have our own circadian rhythm, but we'll also experience a drop in focus in about the middle of the afternoon, say 7 to 9 hours after you wake in the morning. So when you begin to feel that your focus is dropping in the middle of the afternoon, try out these 2 quick fixes to get yourself back on track. First, chew gum. Better yet, chew mint gum. Research has found that when people chew gum, they benefit from a 65% boost in focus and productivity. And it's the actual act of chewing that helps to stimulate vascular blood flow to the brain that's needed for increased attention and focus. And the properties in peppermint and mint gum are especially good for stimulating those vascular blood flow processes. The second is doodling. Again, research has found that doodling helps to increase focus and productivity. And it works because of a theory called optimal stimulation theory. And this says that we all sit at an ideal optimal zone for increased focus and attention. And doodling helps because it edges us over into that pocket so that we can sit in the zone of optimal attention. And it works best when you're doing something in the background, like on a conference call or on a phone call. Tactic number 5, ritualize the end of the day. The on all the time type mindset of founders will end up hurting your focus and productivity in the long run. You need the self-discipline to divide the time between what you do at work and whatever comes afterwards. And 2 examples are easy enough to implement. The first is to use dinner time and cooking as that natural break in activity. Cooking and preparing food engages different modes of cognition that are more body-based. So as we cook with our hands and move our arms, we're actually thinking in a way that's very different from the usual hyper-rational analytic mode that we tend to operate in. And the second is to schedule social-related activities at the time that you want to finish your workday. It could be a call to a family member, dinner or drink with a friend, or even a squash match with a gym buddy. It doesn't matter what it is. What does matter is that you're interacting with someone in a non-work related context. So any discussion that you have shouldn't be related to work. And what's important for both of these, whether you do these or try out your own, is that you ritualize the activity. A ritual helps tell the brain that what comes after is different from what was done before. It sort of creates a line so that anything that follows is not work and that you can let that go. And most important, you can reset so that the next day you start from a clean, fresh slate and you can maximize your productivity moving forward. To recap, we've gone through the 5 tactics for a day of focus for a founder. So next time you're going through your day and you're realizing that you're experiencing a drop in focus, ask yourself, what time of the day is it and which tactic would be best implemented to get you back on that productivity track?